$15 an hour minimum wage bill. The vote is today. Congressman Rob Woodall is with us, Republican from Georgia. Congressman, I'm pretty sure it will pass in the House, but it dies in the Senate. Have I got that right?
Well, that's exactly right, Stuart. Nancy Pelosi has the votes here to push whatever radical agenda she wants to. But this is a solution in search of a problem. 30 states have already raised their minimum wage, and it's just nonsense to suggest that New York and the great state of Georgia have the same cost of living. We should be focused on better skills. We should be focused on more jobs, but not a higher federal minimum wage.
You know, I got to say that the House looks a little circus-like at the moment with all this toxic backwards and forwards here. I don't think anything's going to get done. I don't see how anything can get done. And you know, USMCA, I mean, that's a very big deal, and it looks to be in jeopardy. What can you do?
I was with Ambassador Lighthizer yesterday, and I tell you, he is incredibly optimistic. And in the serious parts of the Democratic Party, we have very good partnerships to move a good trade deal forward. Now, we're talking about jobs. We're talking about economic growth. We could be talking about as much as a point on GDP going forward. The answer has to be yes to moving this deal forward, and we just have to find a way to curb those radical elements of the Democratic Party.
But who's going to get the blame? I mean, USMCA is good for just about every constituency group that I can possibly think of. Everybody gets a benefit out of it. So who gets the blame if it doesn't go through on time?
Well, I think we've got to start talking about who gets the credit, Stuart. This is the best trade deal I've seen in my lifetime, and I've got to go out there and get my moderate Democratic colleagues excited about voting yes, and then we've got to go together to some of the more liberal Democrats and say, are you serious when you said you wanted to lift up your communities? Were you serious when you said you wanted more jobs? Because if you were, I've got the deal for you.
But that would give President Trump a win. It would be seen as a win. And no Democrat wants to give President Trump a win of any kind.
You are so right about that, Stuart. I don't know when it became about poking a stick in the eye of your opponent instead of trying to make America better tomorrow than it was yesterday. But there is that sense on Capitol Hill that trying to beat the other person down is why your constituents sent here. That's just nonsense. My constituents sent me here to create a better tomorrow, to create good federal policy so that families and communities can thrive. The USMCA is a wonderful step in that direction.
Do you pick up some hostility from your constituents in Georgia because of Congress overall, not you in particular?
Well, of course that's true. Folks read the headlines, they see the ineffectiveness, and that's what happens. The successes, the folks working hard together to pass USMCA, that's not getting the attention. It's those shrill, radical voices on the left that get the attention. There is a lot of partnership happening around consensus issues. And yes, a better economy, more jobs, economic growth, that's a consensus issue. Folks need to take yes for an answer. Put this on the president's desk. Let's all take credit for growing the American economy.
All right, Congressman Rob Woodall, Republican, Georgia. Thanks for joining us, sir. See you again soon.